Let's talk about the things that work really well. As a video format, the ranking video works really well. Here's an example by John Riggs where he ranks every game of Konami on the NES. In these videos, show the items you rank and explain why you rank them in a certain way, because viewers want to know that. A particular ranking video works even better, the top 10 video. Because top 10 videos are really easy to understand, the title and thumbnail are really easy to understand, the format is really easy to understand, viewers know what they're getting into, and there is a reason for viewers to stick around in the video because they always want to see number 1. And I say top 10, but it can just as well be a top 5 or a top 7, for example. You start with number 10 or 6 or 7 and you end with number 1. It works best to do a top 10 of something that viewers really want to see. So the top 10 craziest events caught on camera is much more clickable than the top 10 dog breeds, for example. Also, titles and thumbnails with a measurable result work really well, preferably something that you can catch in a number. For example, how to catch 5 mice in 10 minutes. This sounds much more believable and much stronger than how to catch a lot of mice with this trap. And when we are on the topic of numbers, round numbers sound less believable than specific numbers. For example, 1000 sounds less believable than 1126, or 1 million sounds less believable than 1.2,065,433. In the eyes of viewers, specific numbers are harder to make up and less likely to be fake. For example, consider these two titles. 89% of designers don't know this about calligraphy. Sounds much more believable than 90% of designers don't know this about calligraphy, while the actual number is bigger. Trend jacking, brand hacking and facelifting. Let's first talk about trend jacking. When a topic is very popular, preferably in your niche, it helps to make a video about it when you want more views. Clearly there's an interest in the topic. This is often called trend jacking. Lifting on a trend on YouTube or the world in general works because it is on top of mind for a lot of people. This can also be with events like Christmas. The same also works for celebrities. Then I call it face lifting, pun intended. This can be the president, a real movie star or a famous YouTuber. A lot of people are interested in them because they know them. What works for people also works for brands, especially brands with a very loyal fan base, with an insatiable hunger for every piece of new information about their favorite brand. I'm thinking about brands like Nintendo or Apple, for example. Fast, easy and new. Humans are always on the lookout for the next best thing. And also in the educational space, this can be a huge reason to click. Humans love to hear something that they've never heard before, and especially on YouTube where original creators are the exception rather than the rule. For example, first videos on topics like highly anticipated products, like phones for example, will perform exceptionally well. We are living in a hectic society where time is money and attention gold. So if you can make things easier, simpler, better or faster for viewers, you have a reason to click. For example, 5 ways to, 5 steps to, 5 hacks to, the easier way of doing X, the simple way of doing X, the fastest way, the smartest way. For example, in this thumbnail in the educational space, 5 smart ways to improve your designs instantly. Proof. When you make a claim in your thumbnail, especially one that sounds too good to be true, it helps for the sake of believability to back up that claim with some proof. When you claim that you can make $10,000 a day, show that you actually did that, for example by showing a bank statement. Desires that go back to our basic human survival work well. For example, sex. Sex always sells. Women trying on bikinis in YouTube videos get a lot of views. But another human survival element is money. Money literally enables you to buy food to survive. Also, topics surrounding money have the highest ad revenue earnings per 1,000 views on the planet.